Hello everyone, I am Deepti N, working as Assistant Professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Maharaja Institute of Technology, Mysore. So, I am going to start with the Module 3 of VTU syllabus, that is JavaScript client-side scripting. Yes. So, as you all know that JavaScript is a popular programming language which is being used in the web development. So, as per the syllabus, in today's session, I am going to start with this module, and also in this session, I am going to cover some of the topics like, in today's session, I am going to cover the topics what is JavaScript and what can it do, and the second one is client-side scripting and also JavaScript's history and uses. So, let us move with the first topic, that is what is JavaScript and what can it do. Yes. So, JavaScript is an object-oriented, dynamically typed scripting language. Again I will repeat, JavaScript is an object-oriented, dynamically typed scripting language. Yes. JavaScript is an object-oriented, dynamically typed scripting language. You can also call JavaScript as a client-side scripting language. So, I will let you know why JavaScript is called as a client-side scripting language. So, I will term it as client-side scripting language. Okay. So, now you have heard Java as one of the programming language, and now we are going to discuss about JavaScript, one more programming language. You may have a confusion with respect to Java and JavaScript, since JavaScript contains the term Java in it. Okay. So, you have to be careful here, that is there is a difference between Java and JavaScript, and also it has different uses. Okay. So, let me differentiate between Java and JavaScript first. Okay. Whereas here Java is a, I will write here, Java is a fully fledged compiled object-oriented programming language. See, Java is a fully fledged compiled object-oriented programming language. Java can run on any platform in which Java Virtual Machine has installed. Okay. So, Java can run on any platform with Java Virtual Machine installed. Okay. Whereas JavaScript, it is also a most popular programming language which has fewer object oriented features. Got it? JavaScript is also a most popular programming language which has fewer object oriented features. Okay. So, whereas in Java, which runs on any platform with JVM installed, that is Java Virtual Machine has to be installed. But in case of JavaScript, it runs in the browser. Runs in browser without the need of JVM installed. This is how you can differentiate Java as well as JavaScript. Again, I will repeat. What is JavaScript and what can it do? Okay. So, JavaScript is an object-oriented programming language which is dynamically typed and scripting language. JavaScript is also named as a client-side scripting language. You will be learning. That is what the chapter names says, that JavaScript client-side scripting language. So, anyhow in this complete chapter you will be getting to know how JavaScript is named as a client-side scripting language. Okay. So, now since JavaScript contains the term Java in it, you may have a doubt where Java and JavaScript might be same. So, no, it is not same, it is comparatively different. Whereas Java is a fully fledged compiled object oriented language, okay, which runs on any platform with JVM installed. In case of JavaScript, it is also a most popular programming language which consists of fewer object oriented features and which runs in browser, okay, without the need of JVM installed. So, this is about the difference between the Java and the JavaScript. Next, while defining the JavaScript, I said it is an object oriented, it is dynamically typed, it is client-side scripting language. So, now what you have to understand in detail why JavaScript is named as an object oriented. Yes. So, we will move on to this, that is object oriented. Why JavaScript is named as object oriented programming language. So, here everything in the language is named as an object. I mean to say, if you declare some variable in a language, those variables are named as are also named as an objects. For example, if you have constructors or any methods within the language, those things are all considered as an object. So, that is why JavaScript is named as an object oriented language. And although there are so many object oriented languages like C#, Visual Basics, Java, so on. Likewise, here also the objects in the JavaScript are prototype based. Rather than class based. Yes. So, I am telling you that there are several object oriented programming languages. So, how quite the JavaScript is different from other object oriented programming languages means, see, you can recall the concepts of C++. It is an object oriented programming language. It is a class based language. It means we have to define a class, through that class we are going to create an object. Is it right? That is what class based. So, whereas in JavaScript, it is named as a prototype based rather than the class based. So in this you can notice that how actually the JavaScript is varying with other object oriented languages. Okay, so everything, even functions in the class, I mean to say functions in the language is also considered as an objects here. Okay. So next is about, there are some syntactic features which are common with different object oriented programming languages. Okay, still you can notice that it cannot have formal class mechanism, cannot have formal class mechanism, nor inheritance syntax. Yes. So one more added point, that is to distinguish JavaScript with other object oriented programming languages. That is, there might be a JavaScript can also share some syntactic features or characteristics or syntax of other programming languages, I mean to say other object oriented programming languages, but still it cannot have formal class mechanism in it. It means we don't use a term class inside a JavaScript to define any class, since it is prototype based, and also no concepts of inheritance syntax here. So this is how the JavaScript is been varying from other object oriented programming language. Okay, since because of all these cases, we call JavaScript as a strange object oriented programming language. Got it? So because of all these reasons, we call JavaScript as a strange object oriented programming language. So next is about JavaScript is dynamically typed. So what is this dynamically typed means? You all know that whereas in Java, I will take a difference with respect to Java so that you can easily understand the JavaScript. Okay. Whereas in Java, when you declare a variable, you need to specify the data type. Okay. So that the data type interprets what type of data the variable is going to hold. So this is done at compile time. Whereas in JavaScript, it is dynamically typed. It means that a variable which is declared can be converted from one type to another type, one type to another type. So that is what dynamically typed. Again I will repeat, JavaScript is dynamically typed. For example, when you declare some variable means which it can be converted from one type to another type. So this is done dynamically at runtime. So that's why it is named as dynamically typed. For example, when you declare a variable, you will assign some value. So this is done at runtime, and also you can change that value at runtime. So that's why we call JavaScript is dynamically typed. So finally, we have discussed why JavaScript is called as an object oriented and also why it is dynamically typed. So next is about JavaScript is a client side scripting language. So this is our main concept which you need to understand well. Okay. So let us move on. What is client side scripting language? Okay. Next is about client side scripting language. Client side scripting. Yes. The idea of client-side scripting is very important in web development. Okay, so what is this client-side scripting? Is it right? It refers to client machine executes code locally than the server executes code and returns the result. Yes. So, I told you that it is very important in web development. Is it right? So, client-side scripting in the sense it refers to a client machine executes code locally than the server executes code and returns the result. So, client machine in the sense it is a browser. Okay, browser is going to execute the code locally rather than the server executes code and returns the result. For example, I am saying you that JavaScript is a client-side scripting language. So, now for example, when you consider an example of client and server architecture or communication, client is initiating the request and server is going to produce the result. I mean to say provide the result. Is it right? So, from client side, our client machine is browser which executes the code. Okay. Then the server executes code and returns the result. This is how client side scripting language has been defined. Okay. So, there are many client side scripting languages available or which are in use from the past decades like Flash, VBScript, Java, JavaScript and so on. Okay. Now, some of the technologies run on certain browsers and some of the technologies require plugins to function. I have used the term plugins. Yes, plugins means it is a piece of code written in standard JavaScript file. So, it might require some some of the technologies may require plugins to function, whereas some of the technologies may run on certain browsers. Okay. So, now you can look into the figure which shows how the client machine downloads and executes the JavaScript code. So, you can look into the figure which shows how a client machine downloads and executes the JavaScript code. So, you can look into the figure which shows how a client machine downloads and executes the JavaScript code. Okay. So, next we will move on to the advantages and disadvantages of JavaScript as a client-side scripting language. Yes, here I have listed some of the advantages of JavaScript as a client-side scripting language. So, the first one says that processing can be offloaded from the server to client machine, reducing the load on the server. Yes, I told you right. Client-side scripting language in the sense it refers to the client machines which executes the code rather than the server executes and returns the result. So, because of this functionalities, it reduces the load on the server side. Okay. Since processing can be offloaded from the server to client machine. It means that once the server has provided the service, it can be saved. It means it is loaded. Finally, even in the offline, it can be worked through a client machine. Okay, so that is one advantage. The second one says that the browser can respond more rapidly to user events. In the sense, using browser we are going to operate, is it right? So, which can provide more responses rapidly, which improves the user experience. It means the browser can respond more rapidly to user events than a request to a remote server. In the sense, once a result has been provided means for every iteration, no need of requesting through the requesting for the server only. So anyhow, it can be operated through browser only. For any number of events, it is going to provide. It means results rather than requesting to a remote server. So this is which improves the user experience. So next one is about JavaScript can interact with the downloaded HTML in a way that the server cannot. It means that once the HTML has been downloaded, you can interact through that HTML downloaded page only, rather than asking for server again and again, and this operation cannot be performed even by server also. So creating user experience more like desktop software than a simple HTML. So this is one advantage. So it means that first one is that processing can be offloaded from the server. It means which reduce the load on the server side. Second one is about which improves user experience. Third one says that even with the downloaded HTML, you can interact. That is all the advantages of using a client side scripting language, that is JavaScript. Okay. So next, so always we have advantage as well as disadvantage. So now we will move on to disadvantage. So let me list out few of the disadvantages. Yes, here I have listed few of the disadvantages of client side scripting language, which is related to how programmer use in their web applications. Okay, the first one says that there is no guarantee that the client has JavaScript enabled. Okay, so meaning any required functionality must be housed on the server. Okay, so there is no guarantee whether the JavaScript has been enabled or not. So that is one disadvantage. The second one says that the idiosyncrasies between various browsers and operating system make it different to test for all potential client configuration. It means that what work in one browser may generate an error in another. In the sense, so in some of the browser that might be executed, in some of the browser it may generate an error. So this is one disadvantage. JavaScript, a heavy web application, can be complicated to debug and maintain. If you have a web application which is a complicated one, it is a complex one means which will make more complicated to debug and maintain. So how it is going to make complication? Here you have to understand that JavaScript has been used through inline HTML hooks which are embedded into an HTML of a web page. Again I will repeat, JavaScript has been used, I will write it here, JavaScript. So I am saying that how this disadvantage is going to arise, how the complication happens when using heavy web application means because of this reason, that is JavaScript has been used through inline HTML hook. Hooks that are embedded into HTML in web page. So, because if JavaScript has been used through inline HTML hooks that are embedded into HTML in web page, so there is a distinct disadvantage of HTML there is a distinct disadvantage of embedding JavaScript or of blending. I can say blending, I can use the term blending. There is a distinct disadvantage of blending JavaScript and HTML together, which decreases the code readability and increases the difficulty of web development. So, this is one disadvantage. Again I will repeat, which decreases the code readability and also increases the what? It also increases the difficulty of web development. So, all these are all the disadvantage of using JavaScript as a client-side scripting language. So, despite these limitations, there are certain things we need to highlight on JavaScript as a client-side scripting language, which enhance the visual appearance of the web application. So, you can notice that is one advantage of using client-side scripting language. It means that which reduces the load on the server side. So, which is more beneficial when we make use of JavaScript as a client-side scripting language. So far I am discussing that JavaScript is used as a client-side scripting language. Yes, you may think that is there are no any other languages which are used as a client-side scripting languages. Yes, there are two more languages or an approaches we have which can be called as a client-side scripting language. So, that is Adobe Flash and the second one is Java Applet. Getting everyone? So, there are many client-side scripting languages. So far I have described about JavaScript as a client-side scripting language. Now here onwards you can understand not only a JavaScript, there are few more languages which can be considered as a client-side scripting language. In that I am going to discuss on Adobe Flash and a Java Applet. Okay. So let me discuss on Adobe Flash as a client-side scripting language. Yes. What is Adobe Flash? It is a vector-based drawing and animation program. Okay. So, Adobe Flash is a vector-based drawing and animation program, a video file format, a software platform that has its own JavaScript like program called ActionScript. Okay. Adobe Flash has its own JavaScript like program which is called as ActionScript. Why Adobe Flash is used? What are all the applications which are used for animated advertisements and online games used to construct web interfaces. So, these are all the applications where an Adobe Flash can be used. Now, figure shows how actually the Adobe Flash works. You can look into the figure. So, how Flash works in the browsers. Okay. So, how it is going to work? Flash objects are in a format called SWF, which stands for Shock Wave Flash, which is included within the HTML document via object tag. Okay. So, Adobe Flash objects or in the format called SWF, and those are included into the HTML document via the tag called object. The SWF file is then downloaded by the browser, okay, and then the browser delegates control to a plugin to execute the Flash file. So this is how the Adobe Flash works in the browser. I have used the term plugin. Browser plugin in the sense which is a software which extends the functionality and capabilities of the browser to view and process different web contents. Okay, so that is what plugin deals with. Again I will repeat, browser plugins means, which refers to a software which extends the functionality and capabilities of the browser to view and process different web contents. Okay. So this is all about how Flash works in the browser. So next is about Java applets. So Java applets refers to a small application which performs a small task. So next is about how actually this Java applet is embedded to an HTML document. So Java applets are written using Java programming language. You have to be clear with this. Java applets are written using Java programming language. So we are using Java programming language means you have to be careful to understand that Java virtual machine has to be installed to run that program, included within an HTML document via applet tag. Okay, this applet are embedded into an HTML document via applet tag, downloaded and passed onto a Java plugin. So next is about this plugin, the downloaded and passed to a Java plugin. This Java plugin then passes on to the execution of the applet outside the browser to the Java runtime environment installed on the client's machine. So this is how the Java applet is going to work, and also you can look into the figure how a Java applet works. Okay, you can look into the figure. So next thing is about so far you got to know how actually the Adobe Flash and also Java applet is working. Is it right? Now still we are using JavaScript as a client-side scripting language rather than these two scripting languages. So why? Because both Adobe Flash and a Java applet are losing support from many users because of many reasons. What are all the reasons? There are certain reasons. I can say the first reason I can say that Java applet runs only when Java virtual machine has been installed, and also it should be up to date. Okay. So this may this may not be allowed by many users for the security reasons. This is one problem or drawback I can say. Second one is that both Adobe Flash and Java applet requires frequent updates. Frequently it should be updated. Okay. So which can annoy the user and also present security risk. Every time we need to update it means that might becomes annoy for the user. Is it right? So considering all these drawbacks of these two scripting languages, that's why JavaScript is called as a dynamic client-side scripting language, which is a strong client-side scripting language which is universally adopted by many of the users. Okay, JavaScript as well as HTML, in the sense the pair of HTML and the JavaScripts work or play a good role in the field of web development. That is why the web developers make use of client side JavaScript as a client-side scripting language. So now I think by listening to this topic, you can understand why JavaScript is named as a client-side scripting language. Okay. Thank you all.